second that comes to your mind that you're not helping your team because you're dying, for example, all the time. And the third already that you can't actually counter the enemies. That's your basically goal in the game. But why it's important, I would say, like, not as basic as I told it before. Let me think.
Yeah, sure. Take your time. I have all the time. So, welcome. The thing I'm doing here is I'm asking people questions about things I know about the game, and I'm asking probing questions, like cordial but challenging questions about how you know
Mm-hmm.
what you know, how you came to that conclusion,
Uh-huh.
and see if it holds up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's try. I was curious what it's
It's like
about, but yeah,
it's like
sure.
a philosophical thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I assume people want to believe more true things and stop believing the bad things, and I'm here to help. It really doesn't matter what the belief is about. It's mostly about what's called the epistemology, which is how you know what you know. You see, it can be pretty fun. If you don't like it at any point of the school, you can leave. And with your permission, I might put this on YouTube if it goes well. And if you don't want
Oh,
me to,
yeah,
you
I
can
don't
just
mind. I don't mind. Sorry for my bad English. And can you speak a little bit slower?
yeah,
I
I know.
understand. Sorry, it's not my first language. Yeah, I don't mind. By the way, I'm gonna be very bad. I stopped actually being nerdy about Overwatch a couple of years ago, but I will try to remember something.
You don't play anymore?
I do play, but I'm not nerdy about it. Like I stopped playing competitive, like watching meta and etc. Just having fun.
Ah, okay, I get it. You don't take it extremely seriously like the pros. You just want to enjoy
Yeah,
yourself. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, sure, no worry. It's not about how well do you know how much damage does Genji do every shuriken. What was in 2017 the best team? No, I don't care. It's about what you believe and what's important to you. So it can be just
Oh,
what you like to play, what you think you shouldn't play. I mean, how well you sorry, how you can tell if you've done well or not. If you have anything to say
mm-hmm.
about stats, if you think you should switch and when, or if you think it doesn't matter at all. Like it can be anything
Oh,
you care about, and that changes your behavior. Like not just well, I think Jeff Kaplan was in the game. Yeah, okay, sorry, but it doesn't change anything, about what you do. So something that if you found out tomorrow, it it isn't actually true. It would change something for you. That's when it gets interesting.
oh, okay, yeah, of course. Why not?
Do you want to try it?
Wait, yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
you're gonna ask me a question, I just need to answer it or talk about it, right?
Yeah, it's cool. I'm gonna ask questions,
Okay,
and
okay,
at
okay.
the end you can
Mm-hmm.
ask questions too if you want, because it
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be very fair. And
Yep.
yeah, just try to think of some topic, some claim, something that you think is actually the case. You don't have to be
Mm-hmm.
100% on it, but if you're at least pretty confident.
Okay.
Something you wish others would also believe. It can be something you've started to doubt
Oh,
lately,
oh,
or
I just wait, wait, wait. Sorry. You're asking me right now a question, right? Or I need to come up with something by myself right
yeah,
now.
yeah, you come up with a topic.
Okay. Um, I as previously healer main. Right now, I'm playing on everything.
Yeah, me too.
Have have my own range, like not range, anger about how people, for example, can be bad on mercy. And I'm not talking about the heal, because from my point, advantage of Mercy, like how good she can be, is especially because of her boost. It's very like basic, but most of the Mercy mains just heal and that's it. But sometimes, as support main, you must not just heal and do some stuff like try to save you. You also must to understand your teammates in terms of like quickly understand who's in your team is actually doing the most impact. For example, one DPS is not so good, but the other one is very good. But sometimes they counter pick, and you see that they almost did it, And the thing, you just need to, for example, try to pocket him for a while to degrade the enemy DPS, for example. And most of the supports do not understand that you need to be actual support, not just heal. Your like how it goes. You're more than just a heal, something like that. For example, this one of the topics. For example, I can talk about heals for a long time.
Yeah, I can
What
see
do you
that.
think?
I like the
Yeah.
passion. Yeah, okay, so that's a lot of stuff. Is there anything in that you want to talk about specifically? I heard it's a shame when people on bad on Mercy, then boost can be very good, maybe more so than the healing aspect, and it's important to
Yeah.
check who's on the team and who's good. And lastly, it's support, not just hitting. If there's something that's close to you, like important to you, Rose?
Um, for example, from experience, I understand it recently that you can heal very good again. And actually even try to support. But sometimes you also not just need to understand your teammates, also enemies, how they play. Very, very basic thing, but people don't most of the time people just start to rage about oh my god, I get killed all the time. But in your terms you must understand how, for example, person is behaved against you like enemy. For example, when I'm playing on tank, it's easier to understand other tank because you usually concentrate on him. For example, you see Reinhardt that really like to like really aggressive tank. What you need to separate from team, because aggressive tank can't do anything without the heals. And in different way, if he's how it goes, very careful in his like movements, you need to try to focus from behind, from my point, to take heals down, or any like heal will actually help, because this tank can't actually do much without others. This one of the I lost my I lost what I was talking about, something like that.
You lose your
What
train
I
of
was
thought? Yeah,
talking.
it's okay. It happens
Yeah.
when you do when we do this. Right, to try to refocus. Then
Mhm.
what specifically would you like to talk about? I heard something about changing decisions, maybe, and
um
finding some other plan.
Oh, yeah. I originally was trying to talk about heals because it's gonna be easier to like
Yeah, sure.
understand
We can
what we're
focus on
talking
heals.
about. Yeah.
I'm a heal myself, so if I can learn
Uh,
something in that exchange, all the better.
um,
So yeah, what do you want to talk about
very very
specifically?
simple.
Yeah,
Very
some
simple.
okay, okay. I'll
People.
try.
Sorry. Very simple. People very scared to change. Just switch the character, but it's not a problem. Unfortunately, sometimes you must realize your own how to say, your own skill. If you meet someone that is much powerful than you, for example, if you're playing on Zen or Anna, and for example Genji is just focusing you instantly, yes, it's true that you can counter him if you're very good Zen, but sometimes you're just not as good. So what is better, to die all the time or try to escape as Moira? And even sometimes he can be very good Genji against some characters, but not against, for example, Moira. And it's nothing better to counter him like that. You're actually gonna help a lot
Oh
your
yeah,
team if
okay.
you even gonna counter. For example, like that things. You just don't need to focus on anger on yourself. For example, oh my god, I'm so bad. What I should do? Just try to switch. Try to change your. I remember what I was trying to talk about. Try to change your strategy. It's nothing better than that. So you must to think quickly. You can talk about that, about DPS, about tanks, about heals. Like it's all the same. Don't be scared to switch and try to like try something new.
Yeah, okay. I'd love to talk about
This.
that about switching if you'd like.
Mhm.
I heard about if you keep losing or dying to the same player, you might want to switch to someone that better suited, and you might also
Mhm.
want maybe at the same time switch strategies. So not the hero, but what you do. Oh, and by the way, if at any point I'm misrepresenting something you said or I forgot some point, you tell me, you
Mhm.
interrupt me. Don't be afraid. My goal is not to make you say things you haven't said. I just want to understand exactly what you think and how you think. So don't let me put words into your mouth. Would you say switching is more effective or less effective than changing strategies when you keep dying?
Um, it depends actually, because for example, I'm not a Moira main. I met actually a good Moira. For example, I'm taking Moira because she's basically the most easiest character to counter some DPS, because you don't need to aim, and your orb or just a basic attack is very like kind of powerful. For example, against Genji, because oh my god, Genji mains is such a hot topic for heals for supports.
Careful
Um,
what you say.
I I mean, I'm on the main in previous. I was playing with Genji mains a lot. I don't have problems with them. I don't have almost any problem with any character. Venture sucks. I'm sorry. So if I see that I'm doing pretty decent, for example, at Anna, I had some point on my competitive career. I would
Oh
call it
damn.
like that. I was no, no, no. I wasn't like an Overwatch League or like master. No, no. I was just a very good Anna at Diamond on some point. Actually, I reached it because of playing on Anna, and it's for me a happy moments of my life, but it was hard. And I was actually doing very decent as support. I'm not just was healing. I was like actually countered the enemy team.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry,
No
someone
worries. No
opened my
worries.
door and
Take your time.
and um, I would prefer change my strategy a little bit more, especially if I have a good teammates that listen me, because you can switch. You should switch. You have to sometimes because your teammates can't help you. So the other strategy is just to stick up with not the tank, because tank can unfortunately turn around, to DPS or to the second heal. So I would prefer to switch strategy, but if it doesn't work, switch. That's it.
All right.
Basically, you have to. Yeah.
You
What
have
do
to
you
switch.
think
Yeah.
about that?
That seems like something dear to your heart and pretty important. I'd love to talk about switching. Um, how important would you say it is to switch? Like maybe I'm not looking for a definitive math answer, but if you have to like put it in a scale from 0 to 100, how important do you think
Oh,
it is to switch?
from
Just
zero to
like a feeling.
100.
Yeah.
Um, it's sorry. I need to open now door for my dog. I'm very sorry. 1 sec. No one, someone opened it for her. Okay. So it's very important because sometimes when you're losing and you're already on you almost lost, and sometimes you just realize that it was too late to switch. So again, we're coming back to that you must to realize the game, understand your enemies and your team very quickly. This is the point, because this game is very quick
Yeah.
in like gameplay. So I think first comes realization, like it's 100 basically, but it's like but switching, it comes like at 70, 80, like that.
All right. Sounds good. And now the funnest part. Um, I'm going to ask a question that may seem very obvious, but if we
Mm-hmm.
actually consider the question, sometimes it's really really not obvious to answer at all, because it's something so the claim itself, like you have to switch. Yeah, like most people
Mm-hmm.
would agree with you, I think, and it's so obvious that we don't really usually take the time to think about why it's important to switch. We just know it is. So it's okay if you want to take your time sometimes for these questions. My goal is to make you think on any topic really, but if I can make you think of something you have not thought about before, it's a win for me. So the most important question would be, why is it important to switch? What convinced you? Can you remember?
um the most important, like the most basic, is just that you like feeling useless, you're dying all the time, the most easy answer. And the second that comes to your mind, that you're not helping your team, because you're dying, for example, all the time. And the third already, that you can't actually counter the enemies. That's your basically goal in the game. But why it's important, I would say, like, not as basic as I told it before. Let me think.
Yeah, sure. Take your time. I have all the time.
I think not obvious. Not obvious about switching is the problem of like one trick people. For example, if person starts to play a new game or Overwatch, for example, they just one trick, one character, and it's nothing problem with that at the start. But it's sometimes very hard to switch because you're not realizing anything. So switching helps you to improve your skills in every character, and doesn't mean that you're gonna be the best in every, for example, heal. It just gonna improve your um, just in general your skill on other character that you didn't play before, for example. And also helps to it's sometimes can piss off the enemies and they're gonna be forced to switch. We met a lot of situations with my teammates when for example, we meet Doomfist and it's hard to counter a good Doomfist, but if you're gonna take Sombra, and you cannot be a very good Sombra, actually. You're just gonna constantly hacking him and not even killing, and can degrade the enemy. Is already a psychology thing comes in, and he gonna switch to something that is easier for you, for example, for your tank, for your team. And this is the goal, to degrade.
Okay, I can see that. So there's kind of a recursive thing going on. You switch, so they switch, and maybe you keep switching, and there's like a wheel turning of counter switches. Okay, so
Yep.
which of those two reasons would you say is the most important? Is it mostly to improve your skill of other characters, um, or in order to elicit a reaction from the enemy team and have them switch? Which of the two is most
I
important to your claim?
I think about like forcing your enemies to switch, like degrading them, uh, because we right now talking about already, for example, competitive, where
Hmm.
you unfortunately can't play. For example, I realize that I need to take. It would be amazing if I would take Bridget, but I can't play on her. And I will probably not switch because I have no idea how to play on her. I'm very bad, Brick.
Oh yeah, me too.
Um,
I would love to play her, but I just
yeah,
can't.
yeah, I can't play on her. This is not my style of playing on her. But I love Rain. It's a little bit different. Um, so yeah, I think degrading the enemy would be better because uh, yeah, you realize that you need to switch, like counter picks and etc. But you can't in a minute realize how to play on a character. So actual skill gonna come from if you're just gonna pick, for example, in quick play some characters and then learn. It just the thing is, for example, you already know how to play, and switching helps you in a stressful situation train even better. So degrading is more important from my point and more effective. So like that.
Okay, I see. I see. I understand your reason. Thing. Um, allow me to try to pinpoint exactly how important is that reason to you. So we we're saying we have to switch. It's very important. You're 80% sure of that. And the main reason it seems is because this way the enemy has to counter switch. Let's say somehow maybe in the later update, actually the enemy cannot counter switch. Like maybe they're logged in, or maybe they just don't want to. Whatever the reasons, somehow they don't or they can't counter switch. Would you? How much would that affect your confidence that we have to switch if the enemy cannot counter switch? Would you be 75, 60, 0? Would you stay at 80?
Wait, can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Yeah, I heard it. It's a difficult question. I'll try to rephrase. if you could not rely on that reason that they have to counter switch, if somehow this was not available to you, how much would that sway you in your conclusion that we have to switch? Is that better? I'm not sure.
Uh, you mean, for example, I'm playing on DPS. They took Doom, and I'm constantly hacking him. For example, or for example, for some reason, even if I'm hacking him, it doesn't help. For example, pretty often, teammates don't give a fuck about that he's hacked and not like focusing him. So you realize that it doesn't help, and your teammates need to switch. You mean that?
No, 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 it's not really that. Like, I'm trying to understand exactly what convinces you the most that you have to switch. So you told me it's because of the enemy's reaction. So they counter switch, and I'm trying to see how big of a reason that is. Like maybe let's say you're 80% certain, and there's a some kind of pie chart of why you believe this. There might be multiple reasons, and I'm trying to find the biggest one. I'm trying to find out if how big of a pie it is in the pie chart. Like I don't know. Let's say why do I believe Nano is good with Blade? I could give you my reason. It would be because you get instant kills because the blade does have the HP and it doubles which allows you to reset the Swift Strike. I can tell you this is an important reason because if somehow the Swift Strike did not reset, maybe Genji was nerfed, then I would very much not like the Nano Blade anymore. I think it would be complete garbage because it all depends on the Swift Strike. So if I was 80% confident before, maybe I would be 5% confident now. Do you see what I mean? That shows it's a very important reason to why I believe Nanoblade is good.
Okay, I think I get closer to understand it. Can you again repeat the
Yeah,
question
no worries.
very
Keep asking
slowly?
every time.
Yeah.
It's also a good exercise for me, and I'm very familiar with those terms and that philosophy, but I have a hard time yet explaining it to others. So thank you. Uh, um, I want to see how important that reason that you gave me is to your claim. Like, let's say it wasn't the case, like the enemy can't counter switch or won't. You have a very stubborn Doomfist, maybe. He gets hacked the whole game, but he does not want to switch. So he won't counter switch. Does that mean we should still switch?
Um,
Because
it depends. Again, for example, even if he doesn't switch, it can mean two things. Like he can play on anything else, or and if it's good, we can kill him, and it's very good. But if it doesn't work, I'm gonna try to switch again to something that's I. If he still keep like killing and I'm not helping, I'm just gonna switch again to something else. So keep switching. It's not bad. For example, if I understand that this like kind of stupid like switch doesn't work, I'm just gonna take the DPS that I'm most confident about. Does
all
it
right.
answer your question?
Well, it tells me that
Not really.
you see something is not working out, so you switch, and you're telling me if it still doesn't work out, you're just going to switch again to something else because you keep seeing the same results. Uh, so that tells me you strongly believe about switching. You think it's very important, like you said, but it's not going yet into why exactly it is important. Like let's say, let's forget for now about the pie chart. Um, let's say someone else, uh, another Halo player, believed when it's not working out, they have to, I don't know, they have to use another voice line, something very stupid. I'm assuming you also believe that using different voice line does not change your chances of victory. Am I correct in assuming that?
Okay, I'm having a hard time.
Yes, I'll take it one step at a time. Would you say changing voice line does not do anything to make you win? Do you agree with that?
Uh, why we talking about Wasteland in
Because
winning a game?
yeah, I know. I'm trying to set a counterexample so we can compare your belief, your true belief, which
Hmm.
with another false belief. Because I want to see if your reason can be used by someone else to arrive at a false belief. You see what I mean? I want to see how reliable that reason is.
Mm. Uh, Let me think.
So that's why I'm trying
Well,
to find an example of something you disagree with, presumably the voice line being used, and see if there's something about switching that we could not say about the voice lines. Do you see what I mean?
I guess. Well, let me think then.
I can give you a less abstract example, maybe if it helps.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, you're saying if I lose, I'm going to switch, and if I keep losing, well, it's okay. It's not the switch I need. I'm going to switch to yet another thing, and maybe this one will work. And if it still doesn't work, I'll switch to yet another thing. And on the other side, maybe tomorrow I will be interviewing someone else, and they tell me, well, I spam I spam the same voice line during the whole match, but sometimes I keep losing, but it's okay. I spam another voice lines because maybe this voice line is the one that's going to work, and if we still keep losing, it's okay. I have a third voice line, so I just keep finding
Oh, you
another
mean
one.
that?
Yeah, which is the
N-
same reason you gave me, and I'm wondering if we could use that reason to arrive at something false like the voice lines, and also at something true like the switching. And maybe is there a difference between two? Something that can that is different about the switching that we could not say about the voice lines?
Okay, I get it. Now I get it. Um, yeah, in this point, switching become like useless on some points. So when I said that I'm gonna switch to character, like remember how I said that if it doesn't help, I'm just gonna switch to the DPS that I'm confident about,
Yeah.
that I'm pretty good, and for example, could be my main. I'm just gonna switch there to this main. If of course I'm not like get killed all the time, or I will try to just to improve or do something else in terms of like my strategy. So on this point, yeah, my strategy about switching, it's not. I can't even say that switching is a strategy because it's just one of the things that can help you to win. So it's not the most important about the game.
Oh, okay.
It's just one trick that can help you to win.
Okay, so it's one of the many tools. I mean, I assume many you can
Yeah,
use to
many
up winning,
tools.
but it might not be the most important tool. Is that what I heard?
Yep, yep.
Okay, I see.
So
Um,
yeah, so it basically means that I'm not so confident about that. No,
not so bad. Sorry.
not so confident
Okay, okay.
about. Yeah, now I get it. What you mean?
Yeah, because I
I
wonder
hope
if someone
you get
could
it.
say like just the same. Well, voice lines. I mean, they help for sure, but it's not the most important tool. You have to do other things too. You have to switch your strategy, but
Mm-hmm.
it helps. Is there a way I could tell if you're correct or the other is correct, or maybe you both are neither?
Wait, can you repeat?
Yeah, sorry. If someone were like that hypothetical person would say the same thing about voice lines, is there a way to distinguish between the two of you? Why? I mean, could they say, um, well, voice lines are useful, but not the most important. You have to use other tools to win. It just helps a little to spam a voice line. Is there some kind of test we could do to see if they're correct, if you're correct?
Uh, it's not. It's not. A test can be. By the way, your voice line means switching, right?
Oh, no, voice line. I mean this. I mean, oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm so sorry. I should have made sure we were on the same page, because
Mhm.
the whole conversation is going sideways if we're not clear on this.
Yeah, sorry.
No, voice line.
I
I mean,
thought you still.
spamming like
Mhm.
and they say when you play Doomfist or Mada Mada
Oh,
with Genji,
oh.
piece of cake with Mercy and
You're saying that it can distract enemies?
no, I'm saying I think we both agree that spamming voice line does not do anything to help you winning. And I'm trying to imagine another person who would be convinced that voice lines are very helpful for some reason, and I'm trying, which I assume you disagree with, and I'm trying to see if they could use the same reasons as you to come to that false conclusion. I'm sorry, I know
Oh,
it's a little bit abstract.
uh, huh?
It's okay,
First
take
of
your
all,
time.
yeah, me personally, I hate when people spamming voice lines all the game because, for example, voice line it still requires. It's never been the thing that's actually gonna help you to win. It's most of the time more annoying your teammates. I never remember a good game when someone was spamming uh, the voice line and they would play, how to say, and would actually help me as a teammate or distract enemies. It just reveals your position. I'm not even talking about that some people can somehow hear the steps when you're crouching or just little like step and immediately found you.
Oh yeah,
But if you're
you can.
stepping all the time,
Side note:
hmm?
the footsteps are not completely cancelled, just slightly lowered when you
Yeah,
crouch.
yeah. So you mean that in convincing other person that it's useless?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the most stupid, the most bullshit crazy example, which is voice line makes you win somehow. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying, what if there was a person who believed this, and they used the same reasons than you about your switching?
Um.
Like, could they? Because I
Oh,
think
but basically, you mean you're asking me that like if I would meet a person that would consider switching useless, uh, would I agree with them or not?
no, 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 not really. Um, it's a hard concept to transmit, especially since English is not my first language.
Mine
Um,
neither.
yeah, double reason. Um, how could I say this? I'm trying to see if the reasons that convince you of 80% of this could also be used to arrive at a false conclusion. Like, let's say, I think Nanoblade is good. Why? Because, someone told me. And could someone told someone that Nanoblade is not good? Yes, yeah, they could. So that makes it a very not reliable reasons, because it could lead you to the truth and to the opposite. Do you see what I mean? I'm trying to find good reasons to believe what I believe, and a good reason should not be able to lead me to a false conclusion. So,
Um, Basically, the most like basic is what can destroy any of your beliefs in a game is just a skill of the enemy. Because, for example, sometimes it's very hard to sleep Genji.
oh yeah,
And even like to just stun him because he's just rushing around and you can do shit. It just, any your strategy can be destroyed. For example, before, Vito right now is kind of nerfed. Before she could kill almost anyone with one shot, except tanks.
which one?
So Vito.
Widow. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I met insane widows against me, and you cannot do shit. It's your like ask DPS to switch to fucking Sombra and just come to her back doesn't help because it still requires some bullets. Like this 1-2 seconds, they still can like target them and kill. So you can't do shit. So anything about this game is still destroys about the skill, and this is how it should be, because about my strategy, like strategy switching, it's also destroying by the skill, and this is should be like that because otherwise this game wouldn't be about like playing and improving yourself. It would be about taking something that is more powerful against you and can work like that all the time. Unfortunately, the game is not balanced fully, so you still pretty often met someone that just pick I don't know venture, and you just dying all the time from her. Right now, she's very bad. So
Okay.
yeah, just skill. On any argument, you can just say skill. If you're very good, like extremely, you're just gonna be destroyed, or you're gonna destroy everyone. That's it. Except tanks. With them, it's a little bit harder because to actually destroy the team, you need, for example, very good supports very
Okay.
often.
So
Or you
I'll try
can, yeah.
to rephrase. Tell me if I get it wrong. But it seems you're saying um, that skill can outpace the switching, but only if you're very very good, like not just above average, but a lot higher than average, and then it can be better than a switch. But in most cases, switching is still going to prevail over the skill difference. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's true. Except, for example, if we're talking only like two DPS, they just fight against each other. And if, for example, they have good heals and they help you, for example, help enemies, it's gonna be a hard time too. But it's already about you or about the like enemy DPS. For example, it's gonna be it's obviously gonna be harder to kill on Trace Vito with Pocket, obviously.
Okay, so that's maybe one
But
of those
it's
tools you
not.
were. Sorry,
Mhm.
maybe that was one of the tools you were talking about earlier, the team play and
Yeah.
just the numbers, having more people.
Yep.
Okay, I see. I get it. I get it. Um, I'll try to propose a thought experiment, which might be pretty hard to do. It really depends on the topic, but give it a try. Tell me if it seems impossible to do or not. If it wasn't true, uh, if actually you don't have to switch, it really doesn't matter, or matter, but very, very little. Uh, no, I should not give you any examples. I don't want to bias you. Let's say somehow tomorrow it doesn't matter, or maybe you were transported into an alternate universe in which Overwatch is pretty much the same, but except for this, it changed just enough so that switching doesn't do a lot actually. Would you be able to tell?
Um, would I be able to tell if they something changed and you like switching doesn't help anymore? Basically, you're saying that the game become more balanced
It doesn't
if
have to
one
be
day.
balanced. It could still be imbalanced. But if this specific claim wasn't true, what would be
Um,
different? Would you be able to tell?
well, the most basic one, if I'm not switching, but I still need to counter someone, it's a team play again. If you can't kill, what I mean counter, you need to counter someone when he gives you trouble and gives you. So basically, you can counter him. What you need? Someone that's gonna help you. If you're support, you can ask DPS or second support. Is, for example, it's Zen or Moira to help you to kill this person or to protect you. If you ask a tank about
So
that.
when you said counter here, is it countering by switching or countering? Does it mean something else?
By team play, countering by team play, because counter doesn't mean just to switch. It means to just kill someone,
Okay, so
try to
maybe
kill someone. Mhm.
wait the enemies somewhere, or just focusing 3 on 1. That could count as countering.
Yeah, yeah, it can be, but 3-1 is too much because usually if you need to counter someone, it means that they basically in the backline or basically not in the point. So
Okay, I get
two
it.
people should be enough in the best case.
I think I get it. Tell me if I get it right. If it wasn't true, if switching didn't matter much, you would have to resort to other ways of countering, such as going three versus one.
Yeah, basically because why you need to switch? Not just to have a better result, because you have troubles. This is the point. Strategies, any tools to help you win. The case word this is help to win. That means that you have troubles. That's it.
Okay, get it. You gotta use every card in your hand to make it easier. But that's if it wasn't true. Okay, but do we have a way to tell if it is true? How do we tell if it's an important card in our hand? What if it's actually the lowest? Maybe it already is today. It doesn't matter. And do you have a way to tell? Would you be like? Oh, I know. I like this analogy with the two universes. There's a look. Come here. There's a magic button.
I mean, okay. Wait.
There's a magic button here. If you press the button, in 50% of the cases, nothing is going to change. You'll just stay here and nothing happens. 50% of the changes of the time, it's going to teleport you into an alternate universe, like I said before, where everything is the same except it doesn't really matter. You don't really have to switch. It's as useful as those lines. Let's say. Would you be able to tell in which universe you have been transported? If it's still the same, the one we're here where it matters, or if you have been transported into the other universe where it doesn't matter. How would you discover that?
You said that I'm gonna be teleported in other universe that's very similar.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
it wouldn't
not.
be from a first. Maybe not. For example, first of all, I wouldn't do that. The
Good
second, okay.
answer. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not pressing any weird buttons.
Yeah, we in our world we already have enough of red buttons that can change our life. But okay. So basically only through time, through experience. Because again, from first experience you can't tell. But if you're gonna press the button and look at the sky and your sky is purple, you definitely know what happened.
That's exactly why I specifically said pretty much everything is still the same. The sky doesn't change color. Your name is still the same. The whatever has changed is only what needed to change in order to make switching not important. Like it's one of those evil realities. Where is it? There's just a light switch, like the evil twin.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm saying it's not a complete change. Like everything is down under. It's just this one thing. There's something that's changed that makes it so that it doesn't really matter anymore. Something in the game has changed. Because I want to see if you would be able to tell, because if you do not have a way to tell the difference between the two universes, if you can't tell in which one you are, maybe you already are in the other universe. That's why I'm looking for a way to tell the difference. Do you understand? I'm sorry, it's difficult to explain.
With universe, I get it. How it's connected to Overwatch?
What?
How it connected to Overwatch? I didn't get it.
How would you connect to Overwatch?
Yeah.
No, like
I'm
super.
not trying.
Your intent works. Don't worry. But it's not the point. Maybe it's maybe I don't explain it well. I want to see if there's a way to test this, to see if it actually is true. You've given me a lot of what you think exactly about this, about what you would do if it wasn't true. But I want a way to check if it actually is true in the first place.
Okay. 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 I think I get it. So, if I transport it to other universe, and I need to understand how it works, I'm gonna take it as more scientist way. Is just try to do what I usually do, just basics. For example, as how you like give an example with universe, I will just try to breathe, try to live, eat, and live my life as a human being, or just as basic. See how my body affects on that. For example, if your sky is purple, it's definitely some other elements in our air, but with Overwatch, it's the same. For example, if you stopped using some strategy and you see that there's something going wrong, that means the strategy is actually helps. That's it. Try, do some tries and compare them. A very easy scientist thing, like about you when you like do researches, you one of the most important things is to actually show other people why it works. How you do that? You do tests. That's it.
Okay, yeah, I guess you wanted like scientific trials, you testing and trying, and maybe even a placebo double blind experiment. The whole. So
Yeah,
you would test and see if it helps,
yeah.
and if it didn't help somehow, you would consider, hey, maybe it doesn't matter as much as I thought. Maybe I'm in the other universe.
Um, it's a little bit, I would say, not the best example with, for example, you like compare science and Overwatch. Why? Because Overwatch, you play not against bots, you play against people,
Yeah.
and different people play differently. Even if we say, for example, uh, we have top 10 the best places where you can stand on map, and usually it's just some spots that you track of them. For example, if you see like for example video, you know that the videos usually stay there because it's the best spot for them.
Hmm.
um I forgot, wait.
You were saying
um
it might not be the best test because people play differently, and therefore
First of
you.
all, yeah, and for example, you definitely met sometimes that you don't do almost shit and you still win. Why? Because enemies do not play actually in any strategies. They just go on point, fight, that's it.
Oh, so it's possible to do
And
something and win, but the thing you did was not actually the reason for the win.
yeah, because people are not just sometimes strong. Because if this game would be like any strategy game where you play against bots, or for example, yeah, it's just most of the time about psychology. Why I consider these type of games more about psychology because I multiple times previous said about like degrading enemies, understand your teammates, understand enemies, because this is one of the, from my point, one of the goals, one of the most important goals that can actually help you if you're not concentrating on just skills. That's it, like that.
Okay.
And so it's just, and also any strategies helps you to win, but in the end of the day skills are more important. It's just the easier way to win.
Okay, think I get it. Yeah,
Something like that.
we get back to the what we said earlier. It tracks. So we could make tests and see if it helps, but it wouldn't necessarily be a very reliable test because people are different and every match is different, and it's not like the same environment again and again, even just the map. I don't know. And
Yep.
also, even if you win, it might not be proof of your good plays or your good anything because it might be because of something else outside your control. Is that what I
Hmm.
heard you say, or am I reading too much into it?
No, no, no. You're actually right. For example, the easiest example, that teammate or enemy that's just like, oh my god, I'm destroying you guys. Yeah, he did a lot of kills, but the thing is, for example, our tank just was like rushing someone, or we just, our DPS didn't counter him, and that's why he won. That's why he got a lot of kills. Or for example, if this person in our team is just because like we were constantly fucking saving your ass as supports, of course you were doing kills. Otherwise, if we didn't like kill ourselves until you're gonna stay alive, you wouldn't do kills, something like that.
Oh, yeah, okay, I get it. It can be because of good plays, but not necessarily yours. Maybe the rest of the team is
Yeah.
helping you a lot, and might be
Yep.
the hidden reason behind this. Okay, so does that mean we don't have yet a way to? I mean, doesn't mean there isn't any, but in the few minutes we've talked, I can't hear a way to tell if it is actually true. Does that mean that it's the game seems too complex? Maybe is there no way so far that we can think of a way to tell if it's actually true that switching is necessary is very important?
Well,
It's okay if it is.
uh, no, it's not important. If because some people do not want to switch, and it's okay. That means that another, if the players actually want to be better, it's mean that he just gonna get a good experience in terms of like fighting against the powerful enemy. You're gonna lose, but it's gonna be a good like good training for yourself, just another step to win. But if we're talking about like to win right now, to win today and right now, you must to use any strategy that you have in your head. Read the enemies, try to switch anything, because again, one game, it's one battle, but you didn't win like a war still, for example.
No, I get it. Every game is a battle, and the war is like your career or maybe the season, and you have to win
Yeah,
on the long run.
for example, your goal is to become like first in Overwatch League. For example, your team to like win in Overwatch League, for example. And one of the battles that you're gonna go through is to fight against like powerful enemies. That's it.
All right, so you have to use
So
every weapon in your arsenal, even
yeah,
if
if you want to win and it doesn't work, yeah, use anything that you can. It just force a person to think in the point when you're losing, when you can't do anything.
even using voice
That's
lines
it.
and spamming. Is that a tool in your arsenal?
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes your teammate, like for example, it's pretty often when you have like good teammates and they just like, we can't do shit, let's just spam, let's just take all the shittiest characters, something like that. It's
Yeah.
also, it cannot help to win. It can in terms of your spirit of your team spirit of like just help you to relax and just like, okay, we're losing, we can't learn a lesson, it's Venture against us, everyone poking to her. Like, let's fucking like skip this game in our minds and just have some fun.
You wanna
Something like
go
that.
moral support? They play the bard.
Yeah. Something like that. Oi.
Oops, that was a mistake. No,
Oh,
safe from the brink on
okay.
death.
Good job, good job, good job.
All right, so I think we can sum up. Unless you want to keep going, I'm willing to keep asking questions. I'll try to sum up what we've said so far. Um, so we've said a lot of things. um, you have to switch. It's very important. If you don't, you feel useless and you're dying a lot, and it's somewhat of the goal of the game. It also helps improving your skills on other characters,
Yeah.
and also had a big effect on the other team, which will switch if they believe as you do. Um, it's a pretty complex game with a lot of consequences and tools that you can use. Some of them not as important as others, and it's pretty hard to test if it actually is true because it's such a complex game. Because the tests might be not completely reliable because of the differences in games, and because winning is not always about what you did. And if someone said something you completely disagree with, like using voice lines is very important, I don't think we've found a way to distinguish between the two claims. It seems we could use the same reasons to conclude one or the other, even though one is true and one is not. And you're 80% sure that this is true. By the way, are you still 80% sure? Maybe it moved up or
Uh,
down.
yeah, yeah, I'm sure because we're talking about winning, and I think mm, it's not about the game is complicated because the goal of the game is to win, right? So you, if you're losing, you use other tools. You, if you want to win, you use other tools. For example, as switching. So it become a very important goal, important tool. Sorry, in your arsenal. Uh, it's complicated because of the, because you're playing against people and you're playing with people. This is where the game
Correct.
become complicated. So like that.
Okay,
So
let's.
everything that you said is Pretty true. The only what I fixed is just it's not the game complicated. The people that you play against is complicated.
Okay, I see. It's the multiplayer aspect, not necessarily the rules of the game itself.
Yep.
Right. Oh, maybe one last question. I know I say that every time, and and I never follow up on my premise. Um, should we be confident, highly confident, in things that we don't know why they're true? Like, sorry, in things which we're not able to tell if they were not true? Might be a complex question again.
Basically, it's just no. Well,
Think about it.
about switching, if if wasn't true, the game is actually built on switching, on counter picking. That's why you can in the middle of game switch yourself. For example Valorant or LOL, like League of Legends or Dota 2. There in games you can't switch. You just pick one character and this for entire game. Or for example in other game, for example in Dark Souls, you pick one how it goes one
A class? Character?
class. You pick one class and you stick up with this class until you beat the game, of course. So Overwatch is actually built on switching and counter picking. That's why it's become like you can't say that it's unimportant or unuseful. This is how the game is built,
Okay, I see.
from my point.
Maybe that's the reason we've been looking for all along. The
Yeah,
reason simply
maybe.
because that's the way the game is built. That's why it's important.
Yep. Yeah,
All right.
probably.
Ah, shit. Now we have to do the whole thing again. No. Maybe you can think about it on your own, away from me. I think you've heard and understood the kind of questions I'm asking. So it would be the same kind of stuff. Like, right, it's the goal. How do you know it's the goal? What if it wasn't the goal? Is there, if you were in a universe in which it was not the goal, um, is it? Would you be able to tell? Can something be in the game yet not be the goal of the game? And question like this to increase your confidence in this once you find out why it's really true. And if you can't find good answers, on the opposite, slightly lower your confidence. That's all I want, for people to be exactly as confident as they should. 100% if you have the most perfect reasons, and less if you don't.
I'm very confident about that. You must switch. It's basically again how the game is built. Sorry, I didn't think I get what you're trying to get me into.
Well, if that's really the reason, that's the thing I want to question now. But I think we'll leave it. Maybe we can talk again sometimes if you want. I could add
Yeah, I
you as a
don't
friend,
mind.
and if you want to
Mm-hmm.
think about it on your own and come back to me for another talk, I love that. And if you don't, it's fine. Well, your turn now. Do you have any questions for me? Ask anything.
For example, your opinion about all topics that we talked about. Do you because all the topic, how you talk, you're not like saying that it's true or not. You're just like trying to make the person have a monologue. But what
Yeah.
about you? What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's a good way to phrase it. Yeah, which is a good thing, by the way, because that's my goal. I try to remain unbiased, and I would ask you exactly the same questions if you had the opposite conclusion. My own take on this should not be seen through my questions, so I try to be as neutral as possible. It's about your beliefs, and I'm just a mirror in front of you,
Mm-hmm.
reflecting your beliefs. As for my beliefs on this, I think it is one of the tools you can use. I don't think it's as important as people make it to be. Like it's less important than skill, but more important than voice lines, which is quite a long range. I can get that. I would look for I would maybe like be a 40% confident instead of 80, and I would love to go up if I could find a good reason to. I'm a little wary of believing in things when someone could use the exact same reasons as I do to believe completely stupid nonsense like voice lines. because then I would be worried like maybe I'm the one believing stupid things right now. If uh, it can be used to get to the truth and to a lie, maybe I'm the lie right now. And so that's why I would be not as high, but I'm willing to move up or down depending on the reasons on any topic really.
Well, I get what you mean, and to get higher, your confidence, it's only about your gameplay, how what the person you are. For example, you just can be this person that I'm not gonna switch. That's it. I'm gonna try my best, and it's nothing problem with that. Just try your best. Um,
Oh well,
the
try
only
my
point,
best even if I don't switch.
yeah. Only one point where teammates can ask you to switch. You can explain them, I'm sorry, I'm trying to learn, because you truly believe that skill is, for example, the most important. And I agree with that because, for example, Widow also considered as the weak enemy and also powerful if it's in right hands. So it's nothing problem in that. It's again comes to people how they play, how they think.
Yeah,
So this is the thing that's again comes to us that people are the most
yeah. There are 10
how
people
to say
in.
difficult thing to counter. You can't counter the someone's character.
But not the player. Okay, I get it. That's cute. Yeah, I think
Youth?
yeah, it's good. Like you can play the man. You can play the character, but in this case, the if the player itself is good enough, you can do anything. It's like a line out of a movie. I don't know. What I
Yeah,
think
kind.
is that well, especially in my rank because I'm not as high as I would want. The games are lost or won because of much bigger things than just who we switch. Let's say we go one by one. Every 30 seconds, someone goes in and die, and we keep going. The whole game because we don't know what it means to regroup. Well, you can switch. The whole team can switch. It's not going to change anything because of that very basic fundamental mistake that we need to fix first. And also, like you said, the skill in the character itself, I think, is pretty important. You can switch to Sombra, but if you don't know what you're doing, if you reveal yourself too often for nothing, if you hack the Doomfist when it's completely safe, just hacking is not the goal of it in itself. It's good because of what you do with it, not just because it is. So I think if you're a good Sombra and you were not playing her and Doomfist is annoying, yeah, you can try and you're likely to get some good results. But switching in itself, I think is um, superseded by other more important things like how well you're comfortable with the character and bigger mistakes.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's I forgot. I agree with you that it's not the most important thing. It's again, I in the beginning uh, said that you just forced. For example, if you really want to win, you're gonna try to find any, like you're gonna be desperate about winning. You're gonna try to find any opportunity to win, and let's be true. For example, I'm right now in Gold League,
Hmm.
and people are not very good there because, and also I'm not ranking up, so there, for example, in that league, counter picking is works because people are not exactly that good. So and you really want to win, you just can like just bully them with other character. Um, that's it.
Yeah, I mean,
And
what else can you
for
do?
example, in Diamond when I played it before, it didn't work. No, it's only about the skill on that point. For example, and we also comes to one of the topics. It's good. We're not gonna talk about. I want to mention that how different ranks play different, completely different. How people usually do there, for example.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Well, maybe that's one of the things we could talk about the next time, if there is one. Do you have any other questions for me?
Where you from?
I'm from France.
France. Bonjour.
What?
Uh, b- bon- uh,
Ah,
bonjour.
bonjour. Yeah, thank you.
Bonjour. What else? I know. Je t'aime.
Okay, maybe a bit early, but I'll take it.
No, it's. I was trying to remember something. Okay. Can I get? You mentioned before you're gonna upload this on YouTube, maybe.
Yeah, if you want.
Can I get your YouTube?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm just starting, so I have already one video in the makings before you. You're my second video here, and I will upload it like start the channel when I have like three videos maybe. I'm not sure. So
Actually, it's a good idea. Yeah, this is how it should be.
I think if someone stumbles upon the channel, they can see a few videos before making up their mind of if they should subscribe or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I can give you the name, I guess, when and the link when I've created it. Thanks, you're in my friends now.
Mm-hmm.
You still okay with me uploading it?
What again?
Yeah, sure, cool, nice.
No, no. I asked what again?
Oh,
What you said?
sorry, I asked if you're still okay with me uploading our talk.
Yeah, I'm totally alright with that.
Cool. Well, it was fun talk. I hope you liked it.
Yeah, it was something at least not say like hearing in talking lobbies how people are screaming. This was nice talk.
Well, actually, that's one of the reasons I'm doing this. I think there's a lot of bad blood in the game, especially when you lose, and people keep yelling at each other to switch and do other things and blaming everyone, because like I said, it is a team game with many people, and I think it's all the more important to reflect on what we know and especially why we know it, how we came to this. Is that a reliable method and everything we've talked about, because it it influences how we treat the rest of the player base. And if we're yelling and being toxic just for no good reason, for something that isn't even true, that I think that deserves at least a little questioning before we act on it.
Yeah, it makes sense. And also one question: have you ever tried like incident psychology or something like that?
If I've been studying psychology,
Yeah.
no, not myself, but I'm pretty passionate about the thing right now that I'm doing. It's I did not just invent it. It's called street epistemology, and it's like we've been doing a cordial conversation about more like an interview where we ask questions to check the reliability of the reasons of our beliefs, and I think it's a good way to sell differences and just make other things make others think about it on their own, not just trying to convince someone in a debate or a shouting match. It doesn't work.
Yeah, and also the game is crashing.
Yeah, I can see that. See ya.
Yep.
Oh no, unless our
Yeah.
intro starts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's a good
Yeah.
way to stop anyway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have a nice day.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for the talk.
Thank you too. Bye bye.
See ya.